Hey campers, it's Miss Carrie, and today we're gonna do some cooking. Most of you know that one of my favorite things to do is to cook with you guys at camp. And today we're gonna be making chicken bacon ranch pizza. You can do this with lots of different ingredients. The ingredients that I'm gonna use, I bought a pizza crust. Last year, I think we did something in virtual camp where we made pizza crust with like a bag of pizza dough. This time I just bought pizza crust because it was a little bit easier. I've got onions, I've got tomatoes. You don't have to put onions and tomatoes on yours if you don't like them, totally fine. I've got these strips. So here's the thing about these. These are Parmesan herb chicken breast strips. You could get whatever kind you wanted. You could get regular, you could get Italian. If you want to do this and make a barbecue ranch pizza, that sounds good too, you could do that. But I got these, the Parmesan herb. I've got some bacon. I love buying this store-bought bacon that's already done for things like this. It's so easy. I got ranch dressing, and I've got two different kinds of cheeses. I've got a mozzarella, and I've got a mild cheddar. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pizza crust, and I'm gonna open my pizza crust. And, sorry, I didn't say this. I've got a pizza pan. You could also do this on a baking sheet. It's totally fine. I would spray the pan before you start because if you don't, it's gonna stick. So I always wonder why you have to press a spoon at the seam. Anybody else wonder that? I think that's so strange. But I'm just gonna use my fingers. Because a lot of times I can get it in my fingers. Yay! So I'm gonna open this up. The nice thing about these pizza doughs that are already done is it just saves you the time of having to make them. If you want something quick to make, if you want to enjoy making something for your family, this is super easy to do. So I'm gonna just unroll this. And I'm gonna be honest, what I usually do is I unroll it and then I lay it. So just do this, unroll it. And while I'm unrolling it, I'm kind of working with the dough. You don't want to work with it too much because if you work with it too much, you're gonna tear the dough. And you'll notice that it's kind of sticking, so I wanna kind of be careful about that. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna show you a little trick. If your dough starts to split, like mine did here, some of you, I'm sure a lot of you know this, but you can just move it with your finger. That's the nice thing about doughs, is you can kind of work with them. You wanna be pretty gentle when you're working with your dough. If you're not, it's gonna tear pretty easily. So one of my big dreams, and maybe when we don't have COVID anymore, I can go do this. I really wanna go to Italy and go to a cooking class, but during COVID, I got really lucky and found a chef that's in Nashville, and she does online cooking classes. And so I've gotten to do a couple of classes with her, and she's taught me lots of things. So you notice that my dough is like this. It's kind of hanging off. I've got dough here. So what I can do is just take a knife. You want to be really careful if you're using a knife. You want to make sure that if you're smaller, if you're an elementary school student, not student, you're kids. If you're in elementary school, you want to make sure mom or dad are around. High schoolers, you probably could handle this, but you want to be careful with this. So I'm just going to take this and just slowly tear it. And I'm just gonna put that dough to the side. I don't need that dough, that's just extra. You can also do this, just so you know, you could also do this in a 9x13 pan if you don't have a pizza pan. I'm just cutting this. And I'm gonna revisit my dough in just a minute because I want to get it good and set up. I know a lot of you love cooking, and I can't wait till we're back at camp and we can cook together. It truly is, to me, one of the best things we do at camp. Maybe that's because it's what I usually teach, but. Okay, so now, I guess Miss Jane would say that arts and crafts are better, but. So now I'm gonna take my dough, just making sure that it's covering my pan. It's not perfect, but it's perfectly fine. Now this pizza is a little bit different than regular pizza because on this pizza, we're going to use ranch dressing as our base. We are not gonna put regular tomato sauce on this. So we're just gonna use ranch dressing as our base. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my ranch dressing, and I eyeball it. The recipe that you have in your, tells you exactly what to do, but I just eyeball it. Okay, and I'm going to use, I'm going to use my spatula to spread this. If you really love ranch dressing, you know, you can spread it as thick as you want to spread it. I probably need more. I'm going to spread this. I love ranch dressing, so I'm going to put more on. At our house, we can't ever get enough ranch dressing. And I don't know if you guys, some of you are new to camp, and so you may not know this. I have 3 children, and they all love ranch dressing. One of them is graduated from college, and he will like almost drink ranch dressing. So they're gonna love this pizza. So now I've got my ranch dressing, and it's spread. And if you've ever made pizza, our ranch dressing is basically acting like our tomato sauce. We're not putting a tomato sauce on this, we're putting this ranch dressing. So the next thing I'm gonna do, now I'm gonna put some tomatoes and onions on mine. You may not want that, but I've just got a plum tomato, and I'm just gonna cut one of these. I've got 3 of them. I'm just gonna cut it in little slices. We don't want them too thick. Again, this is something you wanna have a parent around when you're doing. Okay. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna take this tomato and I'm just gonna lay it on my pizza. I probably cut those a little thick, to be honest with you. So you want them to be pretty thin. Do one more. Okay. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some onion on it. You may not want onion, and that's totally fine. I'm gonna show you a trick about onions. I always buy sweet onions, because if you buy sweet onions, they don't make you cry. So I always buy sweet onions. So I'm gonna cut off the end of my onion, and I'm gonna peel off the outside layer. Sometimes it's hard to come off, so you can take your knife and kind of peel like this. And sometimes I take off more than I mean to, but it's okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take off the outside layer. You do not want to eat the skin of an onion. Oh, that would be yucky. Okay, so now I've got my onion all ready, and I'm gonna show you another trick. So I don't want a lot of onion on this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my knife, and I'm just gonna cut it like this. I'm going all the way down, and you'll notice that my onion is still together. So now I'm gonna take my knife, and I'm gonna cut like this. Actually, that one went all the way through. I didn't mean for it to. Well, here, I'll do it a different way. There's lots of different ways you can cut onions. You want these to be small pieces. So I'm not gonna put much at all. I'm not a big onion person. So I'm just gonna cut these into little bitty pieces. And then we're just gonna put those on. Truly, this is totally up to you. I know if at my house, if I were to make this, they would not want onion on it, so I probably wouldn't put onion on it. But you might love onion. And again, I always get sweet onion. I think the sweet is good on this with the savory of the chicken. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of onion. This is all leftover onion. Go make a hot dog, and you can put a little bit of onion on your hot dog. Now, I do like onion on my hot dog. So I'm gonna take all the rest of these little pieces. We'll put it on here. Okay, the next step is we are going to put some bacon on it, okay? I get these little things of bacon. It's the real chopped bacon. It's usually over by the salad dressings. So if you didn't find this, it's by the salad dressings. Let me get this open. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my bacon, and I'm just gonna put that bacon on there. There's always one of these little things in there. Make sure you don't cook that on your pizza. And I got 2 things of bacon. I don't think I actually need both things of bacon, so I'd probably put the other one away. But there's that bacon, it's on there. So now what we have is sort of a bacon lettuce tomato sandwich. We've got the pizza dough, we've got ranch dressing, we've got the tomatoes, we've got the onions, and we've got the bacon, but we're not done yet. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a mix of cheeses. We're gonna do, my hands are slippery, we're gonna do some mild cheddar, and then we're gonna do some mozzarella. And I'm just gonna mix these. I'm just gonna put a little bit of cheddar. You want the cheese to go all the way to the end. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of the mozzarella. But I'm not done yet. So I'm not done with my cheeses yet, and I'll explain why. And I'm just gonna take my hand and just gonna sort of push that out. Now the next thing I'm gonna do, I got 4 bags of these. You do not have to have 4 bags of these. 3 bags would probably be fine. I just wanted to make sure that I did get 3 bags. So you're gonna take your chicken out and you're gonna chop it up. So you're just gonna take your chicken out and you're gonna chop it up. Move that out of the way. At my house, when I'm chopping meat, I actually use scissors. I have kitchen scissors because it's so much faster, but I don't have those here. And for the sake of time, we're gonna pretend like I've cut all of my chicken. I'm not gonna cut it all because it would take a long time. For the sake of time, we're gonna act like we've cut all of our chicken. We've done probably 2 bags of chicken. I think that would be a good amount. So, in order for the cheese and the chicken to really come together, I'm just gonna put a little bit more cheese on top of my chicken, a little bit of the cheddar, and a little bit of the mozzarella. And you now have made a chicken bacon ranch pizza. And I'm not gonna be able to cook this here. We don't have an oven here at Sam Place, but you will stick this in the oven, cook it on, I think 350 would be great. The directions will tell you exactly what to do. Cook that pizza, eat that pizza, enjoy that pizza with your family, and send us some pictures and let us know how you enjoyed cooking today. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.